card on the screen, I can tell you all this is going to be a very, very, very hectic race. Like, this is one of the busiest cards I've seen in a long time. So not only a bunch of Pokemon goals, at least, what, 5, 6 or so, 7 maybe? But then we have a bunch of other busy goals, such as Max Phone Book, defeat 6 swimmers, random TM, 0 on hand, which isn't, I mean, you're always going to do that as your final goal. But this is going to be quite busy. So catch 7 poison types, sleep inducing move, I mean, all this stuff is just very, very busy. And really the only day goal on the card, from what I can see, is give a Pokemon a haircut, so you know, you're just picking Friday, calling it a day. We'll go and see what these starters are. Little Bird. Probably taking the Nidoking. Oh, well, not anymore. Surely both runners... Oh, wow. Both runners shy away from the Articuno. Ysta taking Pidgey, Diego taking Nidoking. So obviously, the intentions here, Pidgey is a free catch to evolve into Pidgeotto, potentially. And Nidoking being a poison type. Couldn't see what the Pidgey was holding. And Diego hasn't checked yet. Couldn't see Diego's item either. So we'll just have to see. Ysta and Diego in their first hit here. Miltank and Mankey respective, no good. And Nidoking with a fairly decent moveset to start out with, at least to just get yourself going. Bubble Beam, Karate Chop is certainly workable. Yeah, so 0 monies, you pretty much get yourself to a point where you know that if you, like, every time you wipe out from a battle, you lose half your money. So just trying to get yourself to a low, even dollar amount is really the key there. So if you have, you know, $6 left, you could wipe 4 times. So obviously you're always going to do that last. So Ysta doing the gentleman's here with the marking 0 hand on or on Mom, because technically he ran out of money in the shop. So Dodrio here on Ysta's screen. You are certainly going to try to catch this. One of the better mains you can have. I'd say in the top 10%. See if Diego runs into it as well. Finds a Snubble. Gonna wait on the moveset check rather. Free Repel on the ground. So not to mention too, there's also a tad bit of synergy here with buy all 3 Game Corner Pokemon and 0 on hand, when you know you kind of have to deplete all of your money buying the Pokemon. So let's check the Dodrio. Oh, he's gonna wait on that. Gonna take another hit here. Another Dodrio. Wait a minute. My apologies. We saw Miltank on Route 29. Miltank is definitely on the card. I don't know what I was thinking there. Wow. So wins the speed tie on the second Thrash. That was very risky for Ysta. So of course Diego picking Nidoking is going to give his rival Articuno, which hopefully doesn't come back to bite him. And it has Magnitude. Diego could be in a little bit of trouble in terms of getting that experience. So let's see if Diego runs into the Miltank here. But yeah, obviously Dodrio with Stab Thrash is going to be a pretty decent pairing. At least to get yourself going, and of course Diego runs into the Miltank. so likely first blood here. Meanwhile, ysta freezing a Nidoking with a Pidgey. Typical. Also, I'll comment also on the card for non-HM field moves. Just yet another potential time sink for these two runners. We'll have to see if they go for Opener Sprout Tower. Prepping for that goal in Flash. So Diego is going to take true first blood here with the Milk Tank. Alright, so we've seen Snubbull and Granbull in the wild. We'll see if ysta considers this. Granbull also another great main. Oh, I guess he's going to kill it for experience. Also a reasonable decision. Diego going to take the free heal. ysta getting two in the same grass, and runs into the Milk Tank, so gonna put him on even ground there. So yeah, triple kick as well for Dodrio. I mean, definitely a more than runnable main. Diego gonna catch the Granbull here. I guess he is gonna peep the moves. I've seen it use Slash, which stab Slash with Granbull is also very, very good. And with that, they're about tied going into the second Cherry Grove. Check moves here. D-Punch, Outrage, maybe not. I thought I had Slash, I must have missed Slash. Maybe I was thinking Outrage. Oh, so he did get the male Granbull, yeah. Both of them saw females first. Granbull's daughter. Alright, so you'll notice ysta facing this pseudo-optional here. This is going to be one of the first phone book trainer, in fact, to get a full max phone book. And I like the play here. Catching Dodrio at level 3, he did get a little bit of experience killing that Granbull, but this is all just going to be stacked experience, which is certainly going to help. Also, Joey having Gligar here, that's also on the card. Center goal. So I'm assuming, okay, goes for the, gets the freeze. So yeah, just physical moves against a Shuckle here. Obviously not really great, at least normal physical moves. So switches out to the Pidgey to get the job done. Meanwhile, Diego considering a main switch here, it looks like. Oh, I guess Victory Bell's a poison type. Weezing also a poison type. So that should be 2 for Diego. This will be ysta's first. And now Diego running into the third Weezing, so Diego going to be a little bit ahead on the poison goals if that ends up coming into play. It's risking a wipe there, or at least a death of Nidoking, not a wipe. But ends up getting the Weezing. Togepi, no good. Does Togepi count as a baby? I guess it does. If it counts as a baby, obviously it's an immediate catch due to the goal. Oh wow, did Diego find a headbutt Pokemon? I must have missed that. Alright, Diego's gonna give the headbutt tree a go here. And I really like the play, considering that the Nidoking didn't really get any extra experience. Doesn't really have like a really good moveset, so I don't mind this play at all. Not having really good luck though. So we'll see if ysta goes for Sprout Tower. Looks like he's going straight into Faulkner's. Which I think, considering he got the bit of extra experience, I think it's at least worth checking the 9. So Diego running to a Kangaskhan. Not the worst Pokemon, especially if it has a decent moveset and has the level advantage. Alright, so there's a Muck. Let's see what the moveset on the Kangaskhan with an item. Lure Ball and has Rock Smash. Thundershock oh my goodness! Well, that's certainly a main. Shame it's not Drill Peck instead, but you can definitely make something work out of that. I don't think this flea is going to work here. Okay, it gets the flea with the Paralysis Nidoking. So yeah, this should hopefully be able to get Diego through. I did miss what the 9 was, because I was looking at all of that, but... Or was it the Muck? I guess it was the Muck, yeah. So yeah, both are going straight into Faulkner's. And unfortunately, Triple Kick not getting the job done for ysta. Yeah, Shadow Ball alone gonna be probably enough to get Diego through most of this. Of course, ysta gonna have to go to the center. And I guess the Kangaskhan was holding a Amulet Coin, which is going to be a huge help for buying all 3 Game Corner Pokemon. A pure advantage over ysta, due to it being from the Headbutt Pokemon. So this Dunsparce has Thunder and... Oh, the 1 HP. Entei? Should be it's gonna be close to, maybe not anymore. Oh, gets the triple, very nice. Easy Shadow Ball for when Diego comes, so yeah, we'll see with this Kangaskhan. It should certainly be enough to get through Faulkner's. But ysta taking first badge here. Double team as the TM, no good. Suppose you could use it defensively in a pinch, but could help out if you're like walled on something maybe. Meanwhile, Entei killing itself with a Sandstorm. You love to see it. Diego getting offered Focus Energy on the Kangaskhan, but obviously no good. So ysta, even with the wipe, had a little bit of a lead due to not taking the Headbutt tree, so, you know, they're within a minute and change of each other. Nothing too irregular for an opener here. ysta gonna talk to the Picnicker here, also another phone book trainer. Articuno coming back here. Quick Claw could come in handy. Dodrio isn't like the slowest Pokemon, but again, all these are certainly out items if you need to get out in a pinch. Going for another phone book trainer here. So yeah, Diego foregoing a second phone book trainer. Oh no, okay, he's going back. E-Bond for Ysta rejected. Ysta taking a hit here. And Ysta grabbing the Poison Barb, one of the goal items. Yet another reason to set the day to Sunday so that you can get that. Pretty much mandatory. I'd imagine Ysta is probably going to take the TM, yeah. Oh, runs into the trainer. It's been a while, but I do not believe this is a phone book trainer. Although it does get Sunflora info. Happy little accident, yeah? And Diego getting his Poison Barb. So again, if that's accidental there by Ysta, that's a very happy accident. And of course, yeah, what am I thinking? You have to check the TM here with a random TM on the card. Yep, and Diego not hitting the trainer, so technically missing out on Sunflora info. Always can be evolved from a Sunkern if it's found, but... And the random... Okay, so on the counterplay here, Diego running into a Weedle, which can be caught and evolved for Beedrill. So, very interesting that they got different exclusive info from each other. Alright, Ysta facing his first rocket and Slowpoke well. So yet another poison type ran into here in Nidorina. They must both have Amulet Corn and I missed it. I thought that's what came with the Kangaskhan. So both have a lot of money coming into here, unless it's just from items, but it's quite a bit. And did Ysta not catch the milk tank? I know he ran into one post Pokeballs. He must have not caught it. I thought he did, though. Alright. Ysta swapping... Oh, it did faint. Okay. I figured it was something like that. I was wondering, or yeah, well, when he fought the Gramble, I guess he used Thrash, not Triple Kick. I know he had killed that on accident. Bright Powder, yet another kind of backup item, if you will, in case something goes wrong. But assuming they both have Amulet Coin, then of course you're going to try to keep that on as long as possible. Gonna finally burn a Bitterberry instead of swapping to Pidgey. Well, I guess the Pidgey fainted, but... Another poison type in Crobat. But yeah, I mean, there's so many random Pokemon goals on top of busy goals. This is just gonna be quite a card. Also, Piloswine on Ysta's screen. Column 5, row 5. Yeah, Ysta pretty much with no troubles through Slowpoke. Well, Thrash really does a great job, so long as he can avoid confusion. Another Milk Tank for Ysta. Ysta getting fairly lucky running into quite a bit of normal types here with Triple Kick on the Dodrio. Between that and Thrash with a main like that it's just pretty good in general. Again, you really just have to deal with confusion mitigation. You can see Thrash just one at a time is just pretty much wiping through most of these. Whereas on Diego's screen, even with something like Shadow Ball, it's just still doing, you know, 1 to 3 shots per Pokemon. And that's gonna be a big difference here in terms of this early game, in terms where the lead is, say, exiting a Goldenrod. Getting a 3-turn Bone Club for the 1-hit on Ysta's screen. And the 4-hit on the Unknown. Quite lucky. And another Poison type in Nidoran female. So, I mean, Poison types might not be any sort of thing if they all exist, but again, it's just busy. Ysta taking the second badge. See if we can catch what the TM is. I missed it. No save, no TM check, just straight into Rival for Ysta. Not giving any time he doesn't have to. And you gotta know he's certainly satisfied with the moveset as is. You'd like to get rid of Fury Cutter, but even then you do have some typing advantage. Typing coverage even with that. But pretty much everything has been able to be dealt with Thrash, Triple Kick, or Bone Club. It's pretty decent coverage. Yeah, fairly not pushover Rival 2 for Ysta. Yeah, and that's a great point. This is what Ysta will have to be contemplating now if he wants to go for Headbutt in lieu of Fury Cutter, which I honestly is considering it's stab. You don't really have to deal with confusion mitigation as much. Also, say you get into a fight with 4 Pokemon, you can open the fight with maybe 1 or 2 Headbutts and then finish the fight with Thrash to mitigate the confusion. I would not be upset with the play at all if ysta chose to do that. Turn framing counter for ysta. And a Kakuna, wow. Obviously going to be catching this for Beedrill. Not to mention, something that might be not so easily picked up here. ysta, oh my gosh, the 5-turn Fury swipes. You hate to see it. Oh, you hate to see it. But honestly, so it kind of actually leads in what I was talking about. Obviously missing the Kakuna catch here, but you can come back and get it. But certainly a lot of the motivation for ysta picking Pidgey is for the Pidgeotto goal. And Pidgey has gained now 4 levels since grabbing it. And all of these levels are just less levels that ysta has to use to evolve it later. So really interesting, just small experience gains like that, making or justifying the starter decision. Am I seeing? Oh no, Diego's certainly on Bugsy. Yeah. Oh no! Wow. So okay, I didn't think I was seeing this incorrectly. So Diego's rival having both Nidoking and Articuno. What are the odds of that? So ysta does grab Headbutt here in lieu of Fury Cutter. Again, considering it's stab and it helps with confusion mitigation, I like the play. ysta obviously would have much rather taken the Kakuna versus the level on Pidgey, but you know, even when you're messing up, if you're getting something out of it, that's always a good sign. And that is true. Articuno throwing out Hypnosis here gives away potential catching of Articuno to get a sleep-inducing move on a Pokemon. ysta gonna take his 4th Phone Book Trainer here. And Diego into Ilex. So, you know, still about a 2.5, we'll say 2 minute deficit here for Diego so far, which can certainly easily be made up. We'll see. Oh, I'd say we'll see if Diego runs into the Kakuna. He does already have a Weedle from Slowpoke well. I'm sure you... yeah. I don't know if you catch it or not if you see it in this case. So not even thinking here, going for this trainer for the Phone Book as well. Yeah, Dodrio hitting like a tank. Iron Tail, yeah. It's a hard one. I mean, it's just so inaccurate. Alright, so that should be 5 out of, what is it, 8 required phone numbers. Checking the TM, no good, at least in terms of the goal. Another Phone Book Trainer here. And I believe we still have not seen Bugsy's TM nor that TM. We probably could have caught it in the TM menu when ysta taught Headbutt. We'll see if we can catch it here. No, I'm not going to teach Headbutt yet on Diego's side. Psybeam? Okay. So yeah, Diego running a Kangaskhan and Dodrio with pretty much a made moveset. Obviously they're not going to take Psybeam at this point. Yeah, that is Psybeam. Thank you. Alright, ysta taking the free level 10 Kenya. And going right into Underground, again, pretty much a mandatory play considering buying all 3 Game Corner Pokemon and Haircut is on the card. Pretty much a no-brainer here for the extra experience. And info, of course. Alright, so that should be, I think that's 4 for Diego on phone book. Alright, and Weiss getting the haircut. And the coin case. So Kenya with Spore. So actually a free goal for both of them. Kenya in this race being a Smoochum. And it's also a baby Pokemon, actually. So Weista, believe it or not, just got 2 goals in once and didn't realize it because he hasn't checked the Kenya yet. Incredible. 2 goals, of course, being the second baby Pokemon and a sleep-inducing move. Meanwhile, Diego running into a Mewtwo. I'm assuming I missed this from one of the trainers that Weista fought. Yeah. Whitney with Opener Fortress. One of like the few things that you really don't have coverage with Dodrio is fairly covering moveset. Diego checking the National Park team. I'm not sure if Weista had checked this at this point, but I don't think he did. And TM04 no good for the goal. And since this isn't a bug catching day, Diego gonna have to take the Ride of Shame back out of the hidden area. Alright, I can never ever see Whitney's TM even when I'm playing, so I doubt I'll see it here. Growl, okay, I did see it. So no good there. I'm trying to think, Weista may go check the National Park TM on his way out of Goldenrod. But I wouldn't blame him if he didn't. Not to mention, he can probably assume that Diego did check it, and if he hasn't marked the goal, then it's probably not good. And yeah, of course, not going to check the TM. Alright, and we'll see what our Sudowoodo for today is. Would you look at that? So unfortunately this does not mitigate the mistake of Weista running into the optional in Union Cave. But of course you take the Sunflora here every single time. And surely at this point now Weista realizing that he has a baby, and yeah, there's the marked goals. Alright, and a little bit of danger here. He does have a max revive in the pocket. He can probably take 1 hit from the Sunkern and not wipe. Okay, but he gets the catch. Very nice. So obviously they'll be evolving that into Sunflora. Alright, Weista running into an encounter here could be a little bit dangerous. Considering it's this, certainly could be dangerous with only a Pidgey remaining. Gets the Flea though. That's certainly a relief. I'm not sure exactly what moveset Mewtwo could have there, even if he did have a fully healthy party where you would consider main switching there. It's just a little bit too late. Also, something else I've now noticed is that Diego did not go into the underground to get the coin case and the haircut, but in turn also not the experience, which Kangaskhan really could use any experience it could get right now. It just doesn't have like the greatest moveset and technically is a inferior main to ysta's. Of course he doesn't know this, but... Yeah, I mean, it pretty much has to have exactly Psychic. But certainly with a level 9 Pidgey, you're just not going to risk that when you have a, at least at worst, B+, if not A-, main. So yeah, at this point, certainly ysta has a considerable lead considering he did underground. Probably looking in the 4 to 5 minute range. Yeah, very clutch finish on Diego's side. I believe that's where I saw the flinch. Yeah, likely you'll see ysta using Thrash on every single one of these trainers. Obviously, the odds of you getting not killing in 2 or 3 hits is just so incredibly low. And if it was that bad, you probably just... So, like, perfect example, Shuckle, he probably will not use Thrash here. No way you're killing that in 3 hits. Alright, so yeah, about a 4-minute lead here for ysta. Splitting at the exit of Goldenrod for the second time. Anyway, 4-minute deficit. Diego taking a hit into a Chikorita. Make that a second hit. Into a Drowsy, so yeah, unfortunately no good there. But ysta out of Kimono Girls into Rival 3. Sure, Diego will be somewhat delighted to see a Sunkern here. So, ysta getting rid of Triple Kick for Surf, I mean, pretty much a reasonable play. Like, Triple Kick's super useful in the beginning game for dealing with normal types. Once you get to the mid-game like this, though, not as useful, especially when Surf is the alternative. Even though Dodrio isn't necessarily special set, it's just a very powerful move. I'm assuming Diego caught the Sunkern. I didn't see it with my own eyes, though. Clutch miss D-Punch for ysta there. Only the second Bitter Berry ysta's really been forced to use. Not even forced, but had to. Game offering Dodrio Psybeam after getting as a TM, classic. Alright, y'all are gonna have to help me out with the dogs. I do not know cries at all, so you'll have to help me out here. Keep your ears open. Yeah, nothing. Pidgey Crobat Lapras, according to a chatter. I would believe it. Alright, ysta gonna go ahead and do some dexing here. Alright, so both of those certainly exist. And I'm going to use an escape rope. We'll see if he goes for one of the roamers here. I doubt it. Yeah. Oh, good eye, Nuz. Was that 2 missed bone rushes in a row? That's unfortunate on Weiss Descent. Obviously, it's just a ghastly, but... Also out of bitter berries. Oh, I guess I thought he was looking for bitter berries, just looking for some PP help. Yeah, I think this is the 3rd Shuckle we've seen today. One on Joey, and one in Kimonos, and one in Morty's gym. Alright, Diego taking a hit in Burnt Tower for a Ledian, no good. Another one in Nidoking, which he picked as his starter, so also no good. Albeit if he didn't have it, of course it works for the poison type goal. Another Ledian. So yeah, 3 bad encounters for Diego. It's unfortunate. I guess one of the ground teams was saved near National Park. Is this when people say what kind of rando with 2 ghosts in Morty's gym? Yeah, that Lapras certainly sounded like one of the dogs. Oh, and taking the crit. You hate to see it. Certainly would have survived without it. Alright, Weiss is straight into Morty, no save. Close to a gold Pokemon on Diego's screen in Parasect, but unfortunately you need Paras. See if Articuno puts him to sleep again. Does. And no mitigation on Diego's end for that, so just some more time loss here, unfortunately. Plus a heal turn on top of that. And that's Fog Badge for Weisto. And that was I believe that was a 5-turn sleep for Diego into death, so pretty much worst case scenario. It's just really unfortunate. Alright, so Weiss gonna have to go through Route 38 here with no repels, might run into something. Does not. Fortunate, potentially. Guess we'll play those cries again on Diego's side real quick. Maybe. Or not. All Weista all day. Weista gonna stock up on repels and make his way to strength and then Chuck. I could see Diego going for for potentially a roamer, maybe, but eh. And I guess I did just realize this, that Safeguard was a non-damaging move, and he put it on a victory bell that also had one, so that is going to be a goal for Diego. I mean, if ysta has to do that goal and does Sprout Tower, I mean, that's a good, maybe not in the late game, but I mean, it's a good, at least a minute or two saved over ysta on that goal if he has to do Sprout. So ysta doing the 6 swimmers goal here, gaining even more experience. And he's picking particular trainers that have the least amount of Pokemon, obviously, to save the most amount of time. And Diego's gonna have to take a center here, so just even more time lost. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, as far as I can see, no interesting info from the swimmers at this time. Gligar comes back, but they already have info on that from Joey. This should be ysta's last swimmer, I believe. I guess this is the last one. I guess I can try to see here if ysta has a reasonable path. So column 5 is free, well, doable. Column 4 is free. And then row 1, BLTR, assuming the Gligar info is good, which I believe we've already confirmed it's good. So he could then do row 2 for 25 different owned, assuming the Pidgey gets evolved. So technically, ysta does have a path, assuming he can pull off non-HM field moves. Then, of course, there is TLBR as well. But both of those routes involve getting 25 different owned. Which I'm trying to think. ysta is caught quite a bit at this point. I can try to count it back in my head, but it's probably in the realm of like 8 to 10, which I feel like a lot of runners get deterred, like if they're in the end game and they have like 12 or 13 Pokemon when they need 25. Like, it seems like a huge time sink, but like if that's your last goal and it costs you like 5 minutes, it's not really the end of the world, especially if there's no other obvious goals. Some people will think, oh, 12 Pokemon and get deterred from it, but it's not that crazy to do. Also, that's a Sneasel that I missed. Oh no, I did not miss that. Diego taking the other Pokemon fan and finding Sneasel. We have confirmed already that Gligar exists, but Sneasel obviously could be potentially in a better location and a better slot. So we'll see if that comes into play. Also, Executor on ysta's screen in Chuck's gym. they already have Sunkern, so they're probably just going to evolve that. Kuna, which Weist has already seen in Ilex Forest, but unfortunately took a 5-turn Fury swipe to it. Chucky being Mr. Mime, nothing really useful. Is Diego foregoing swimmers? Is that what I'm seeing right now? Interesting. Considering that at the moment the freest bingo I see, other than maybe BLTR, is column 5, I'm surprised to see that. Even though I'm sure Diego knows he's been playing a little bit slow, but I'm still kind of surprised to see that. So Diego having to deposit some Pokemon to get the, unbeknownst to Diego, useless Chucky, and that's Storm Badge for Weista. Be a 52XX fly, which, considering the card, not that bad. Yeah, that is Yama info. However, when Weista Dex Piloswine, we saw it was in Violet City, so I mean obviously it's a 3-slot location, but at the same time it could be in the 10% slot, so Yama might come into play here. I would like to think that Weista is going to try for the 3-slot Piloswine first though. But we will see. Alright, Weista going for a phone book trainer. I want to say this is number 7, so very close to finishing that goal. So I mean, it seems like in terms of progress that they're very close, but Diego has skipped quite a few things. At least 1 phone book trainer, all of the underground in Goldenrod, all 6 swimmers. So Diego's quite a bit behind. And unfortunately, with how Weista's path is looking, there doesn't really seem to be anything like random stopping him. Especially when you see the 3-slot Piloswine. Gligar is yet to be determined. Weista is going to go ahead and check the random TM. It does free up row 5 if it exists here, so I don't really blame him for doing that. And that's not going to be it. Alright, let's see what our level 30 shiny is for today. It is a snake. A shiny snake. Diego getting Fire Spin offered to Kangaskhan, kind of a slap in the face. It's unfortunate. So yeah, it looks like Diego's going to take about a 56XX chuck. So that, like, just pure split time, that's a 4-minute differential from ysta, plus the missing underground and trainer and swimmers. It's probably getting closer in the realm of 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes behind. Alright, looks like ysta's going to get Toho Falls out of the way. Toho, something like that. See what he finds. No dragon types on the card today, but there is catch a Pokemon in Toho Falls, so of course he's going to take this. Alright, Diego gonna need to play some big catch up here. Getting Fly now. Gonna go and do Dexing. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure he's committed to the random TM. I think you have to check it, the one at Lake of Rage where he did. Just because you're there and you don't really have an excuse to go back. But my guess is that he's probably going to bite the bullet, although you feel like you'd start catching at this point. I'm not sure. At the moment, though, ysta is going back for the Route 29 Milk Tank that Diego took first blood with. ysta also accidentally killed this one in the early game. No luck so far, though. First time we're seeing Typhlosion on Route 29. But is catching it? So we might see the start of the commitment now to 25 with that, because there's no real reason to catch that otherwise. Diego picking up a phone book trainer there. Wow. I want to say Diego ran into this Milk Tank twice in the early game total, and ysta ran into it once. So the fact we haven't seen it, yeah, and this is going to, of course, solidify ysta's commitment to 25 owned. So you have to assume then he's absolutely taking Road 2. And again, Column 5 just seems so free, as well as Column 4. BLTR almost seems mandatory as well, so if you're doing that, then you do row 1. And I suppose TLBR as well. So both diagonals, row 1, column 4, column 5, I believe is how I see this. Going for ysta, assuming he runs into this Milk Tank, he's ran into just about everything else, so I feel for him. But is going to take the opportunity to catch all this stuff. And that's what I mean. If he starts doing this as well when he searched for the Piloswine and Gligar, 25 owned is like super reasonable. Especially if you only have to pick up maybe like 1 to 5 after all of this, it's super reasonable. Alright, Diego getting his red scale. Tries sweet scenting the bare grass, we've all been there. Alright, going back to Violet. What's his business here? I guess he's gonna go grab TM50. And the experience share. Maybe it's just the experience share. I'm trying to think of what he has to evolve. There's the Milk Tank finally for ysta. Oh, the Weedle. Correct. For the Beedrill Butterfree. Good call. Alright, and that's Milk Tank for ysta. Meanwhile, Diego... Alright, so Diego is going for what I think is Piloswine. I think Piloswine is either Piloswine or yeah, Gligar. So Gligar was the one then, and Violet, the 3 slot. And I'd imagine Ysta isn't going to be too far behind after grabbing Experience Share. Then the other thing, I guess he can Dex Kakuna, but he ran into it in Ilex Forest. He is going to have to go back and catch that. And there's Gligar for Diego. Looks like he's going to, I'm assuming he's not going to commit to Soft Sand at this moment, but certainly buying a Sunstone and doing the Underground. There it is. So Weiss is just going to go straight back to Ilex Forest without dexing, and of course runs into it first try. Certainly that makes up a little bit for the Milk Tank incident. And again, I have to iterate again, this Pidgey has been so heavily utilized for Whitestone in this race, in the early game and now for catching these weak Pokemon and eventually evolving it to Pidgeotto. Just a brilliant move to take that as your starter and be able to get max utilization out of it. Alright, so Weista probably now going for the Gligar. He is. Diego gonna go ahead and get his haircut. I think. Or is he not on a good day for haircut? Oh no. Oh my goodness. That's a shame. I mean, I thought they both picked Friday for Poison Barb. That's very peculiar. I suppose that explains him potentially not going for Underground in the early game. But if I'm seeing this correctly and that he doesn't have a haircut. Sure, you could argue, I mean, that's a valid argument that he doesn't have any other synergetic goals to help with it, but if you're already down there, like, and it takes, 300 money in 5 seconds, you feel like you would just go for it. But it is true that at the moment he doesn't have synergy with that goal. There's Diego's Sunflora. You'll have to assume he gets Mystery Berry while he's in this department as well. Okay, so I guess Weist has been slot grinding here, so it is potentially that Gligar is the 10% and Diego just ran into it. Speaking of, there it is though. Alright. Let's see what Diego's gonna do next. Not the greatest location at the moment for Pichu, albeit doable. It's just a walk. Rattata. For Raticate, also not really in ideal locations. So yeah, potentially the decision to take Nidoking over Pidgey here in the early game might be biting Diego, especially that owning 7 different poison types pretty much seems to be out at this point, especially with no Aerodactyl, Kabuto, Ammonite info. He doesn't have Rattata. He doesn't own Rattata. He has info on it though. But yeah, I mean, if you have to go back for that haircut, it just feels silly. I don't know, when you've already been down there and have no reason to go back. Diego gonna go catch his Tojo Falls Pokemon. Meanwhile, Weista just catching Pokemon here for 25 owned, which is certainly the right play at this point. And it seems pretty unavoidable, or I don't want to say unavoidable, but it seems like the de facto fastest route at the moment. So, and I know Diego doesn't have that many, but especially now that Weiss is committed to it, it's just going to be a pretty hard race to come back from. Yeah, Weiss is starting the Pidgey experience. Now, I believe this is Weiss still looking for Piloswine, if I remember correctly. It's gonna be a 10 slot, not the greatest, but it could be worse. Although these days, now that we have the Dex Beat at a 10 slot, not really greatest. Yeah, that was a bear. A bear on Diego's screen. ysta running into the roamer here. Oh my goodness. If only Diego knew. I'm sure he does know, but... So this is what I mean, what I was talking about earlier with the 25 owned goal. Like, when you know you're gonna have to start looking for other Pokemon, especially if you're doing it while you're looking, like 25 owned is not really the craziest if that's what you're having to commit to. Alright, ysta not dying to a Chinchou. I believe that's an automatic disqualification if that happens, so that's lucky for him. Alright, and this is going to be Diego's Beedrill. So ysta not catching the Hoppip. I'm assuming it's just because of HP or something, and he's just committing to the Piloswine now. I feel like you'd have to catch it, although he might just be close to 25. It could be very realistic that he's at like 20 right now or something. Not finding it though. Potentially in the water. I don't know how many hits he's taken in the water, but... it certainly seems to be headed that way at the moment. He did take 2 hits, yeah. Then maybe it is here. And I'm not sure he's explicitly Dexed Yama yet, so it goes back to what we were saying, you know, there's certainly locations for Piloswine, but it could be a potential like this where the Piloswine's in a 10% slot, and maybe it's just better to go for the Yama. Yep, going back in the water here. It looks like he's going to attempt for the water 10%. Was Vileplume what he ran into? Okay, yeah, so he's seen all 3 slots in the water then. So yeah, I'm assuming he's either now going to check for an alternative location for Piloswine. Yeah, so it's just in a really bad slot. Now, I'm sure he's not necessarily thinking right now about the Yama. I would at least peek at it if I were in this situation, when you know it's a 10%, if you can go somewhere else, but he's already here. It's not like the worst play in the world by any means. And I believe that's slot 6 in the grass. Very unfortunate for ysta. And there it is, finally. Oh, a Moonlight Protect Skarmory at that. Goodness gracious. That's nasty. into Charm. Goodness gracious. It's like the meanest Skarmory. Oh my god, triple charmed. That's so sad. Alright, looks like ysta's just getting Pidgey experience. And no, he's not evolved the Kakuna yet either, so he's still gonna have to work on that. Is there really a productive way for him to do this? He does have one more phone book left. He could maybe try to get it there, but I'm not sure he's committed to Tin Tower at this point. And there is Kabuto info again, I'm just, I guess, I missed a... Oh, I guess the Beedrill was the 7th poison type for, Diego. I'm not sure I saw him check that, but I'd believe it. He pretty much had 3 poison types coming out of the early game, I think, so... And it looks like he's gonna go ahead and try to buy all 3 Game Corner Pokemon. What has he got? Nothing on the card, but... So, I mean, perhaps I'm eating my words here, but technically Diego does have a 3 goal lead right now on Ysta. It's very scattered. And the progress that Ysta has, it seems like it's not being made up for, but... And I guess he's getting Bill's number here for the 8th number for Diego? I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that would be 8. He skipped Joey in the... or not Joey, but the person next to Joey in the early game. That's probably right. So yeah, make that a... I guess... What did I guess he got Yama. Or Piloswine. So yeah, still a 3 goal lead, and I guess make that now a 4 goal lead. Very interesting sequence of events here. I hope I didn't misspeak in counting Diego out. I'm just struggling to see exactly what his path is. I mean, you would figure they would be going for the same path. I mean, obviously not Pidgeotto Eradicate. Speaking of Pidgeotto for Ysta there, came from his starter Pokemon, was very utilized throughout the early game and a little bit of the post game. Great decision on his part. Meanwhile, it looks like Diego is going for the Piloswine now, which we've pretty much determined is a 10% encounter in the grass, so it could be a bit of a time sink here. Alright, Ysta grabbing the Kakuna for the Beedrill goal. Oh, did somebody Dex Yama? I was waiting for somebody to do that. I must have missed it. And I guess Diego confirming 90 scene as well. And first bingo as well with BLTR. Pin ice and somewhere else, then yeah. Perhaps in... I mean, again, it just depends on the slotting, considering we know that the Piloswine's a 10%. So, I mean, I guess I need to do Diego justice here and try to see if he actually has some sort of path. I mean, again, it's got to be very similar to Ysta's save for row 2. There is Kabuto info out now, though, but that's only on Ysta's side. I mean, he could, he being Diego in this case, could maybe luck into the random TM. No Paris or Venonat info, and at this point, at least between both the racers, the only thing that neither of them have info on is Paris, Venonat. There is technically a Parasect if you want to get real dicey, but they don't got time for that. Alright, Ysta going for his Sunstone here. To evolve the Sudowoodo Sunkern into Sunflora. Also, we'll be grabbing Mystery Berry here, surely. And... so that would be what? Still column 5, column 4, row 2, BLTR, and TLBR. Yeah, pretty much how it was called from Fly. And there's the Sunkern. So I guess the one thing I'm still not exactly sure about for ysta is the non-HM field moves. Well, I guess there's one. I guess there's 2 Rock Smash. Oh, they did grab Dig? Okay. I know one had it at some point, but I thought it was learned. Then yeah, that should be no problem then now for ysta. With Sweet Scent, yeah. So that's that goal then for ysta. So yeah, he should be done pretty quickly. Yeah, just 0 hand on hand at this point, and that's GG and Max Phone Book. Or does Max? No, Max Phone Book doesn't even apply. Yeah, it should just be 0 on hand and Mystery Berry. Yeah, I gotta say, for how busy of a card this was advertised as, ysta really did a great job of avoiding all the big time sinks. Really, the only huge time sink was 25 owned, and that really came, I don't want to say for free, but like, it's not like he had to go out of his way explicitly to get the 25 owned, so I mean, just really great job. I haven't caught how much money he has, or if it's going to be an easy 0. Did he not grab the Mystery Berry? Oh, he's at 6, okay. Unless I'm missing something, he's still definitely needs this Mystery Berry that he just left Goldenrod from. I'm sure I'm missing something, but... I mean, he could just be going for swag and not doing 0 on hand as the last goal. I mean, I guess I couldn't blame him, but I'm sure I'm missing something. And now... facing... Price? For the white. I thought it was better to do the trainer outside of Mahogany. So yeah, he certainly either just completely forgot to go grab Mystery Berry, or he's doing the swag finish of not doing 0 on hand as the last goal. I mean, it's only one of those two. Or the third, I'm completely missing something, but certainly one of those two only. And Diego learning the hard way that Piloswine is not free. Yeah, so 3 wipes, I believe, for ysta. This would be number 2 coming up for 0 money on hand. Yeah, like I said, it's either just he completely forgot, or he's finishing with Mystery Berry. I just can't imagine you would leave Goldenrod and then come back to get the Mystery Berry, and I mean, it would have to be explicitly for swag. Alright, so there's 0 money. Okay, and yeah, so he is just going to finish with Mystery Berry. Alright, that's fortunate. That would have been awkward. Oh, wait. Oh, no, okay, that's good. Yep. Oh, could you imagine if he wipes here? It is a 22 Mercury, and I'm not really sure Milk Tank is running. And of course he wipes the Murkrow. Now has to take the Pokemon back out of the box. And it looks like Diego ran into the random TM and Ice Path. Unfortunately, just a little bit too late, but interesting to know that it was in Johto. It would have only been funnier if he forgot to put the Milk Tank in the second slot after all of that, but... So it looks like Diego's now looking for the Pichu that was Dex in 45. But Ysta about to collect the Mystery Berry for the dot done. And the bag's full! You can't make this up. And that should be GG for Ysta. Well done. Yeah, that is an excellent time for how busy of a card this was. Very impressive stuff. And speak of the devil, congratulations, Ysta. That was a phenomenal win with that advertised card, I gotta say.
No, I mean, we got lucky with the information there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You were left with, at least on your side of things, only one goal with no info in Paris and Venonat. You did run into that Kabuto there at the end, but obviously irrelevant at that point.
Yeah. I spooked myself at the end because I forgot to pick up Mystery Berry after Goldenrod chopping.
And there was literally only two...
I lost all this money and I have no...
I mean, there was like literally only two things. Either that you completely forgot to grab the Mystery Berry, or you wanted the swag of not finishing with 0 on hand, and it was just a guessing game at that point. And then, of course, you wiped the Murkrow.
I spooked myself, like, my heart was racing more than it should because of that. Like,
yeah. Be like the worst way to lose a race. So yeah, I guess we'll go over your game first and then maybe compare it to Diego's, but opener of Pidgey, Nidoking, and Articuno. You took the Pidgey, which I don't feel like is necessarily the most obvious move, even with Pidgeotto on the card, but not only did you get the Pidgeotto out of it, but you really used a lot of it, of that Pidgey in the early game, and then in the late game when you started catching on 29 and stuff, and then the Kakuna as well. I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, I know many in the tournament will say 1 and 3 is the lie, so
right.
Any way that you can help those odds.
Yeah, it absolutely paid off, because otherwise the only other info was, I mean, there may have been Raticate, but
there was Raticate in Chuck's gym, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's another reason why I chose Pidgey, and that's because it's the best cut slave that you may ever have. So.
Oh, because of what, a cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but of course, on the card, it is... I guess there's an argument for Nidoking if you're looking to run Nidoking.
And that's what Diego took. He did end up taking the Nidoking. Also, you get the Poison type out of it as well, but obviously just a way better main. But it didn't really have that great moves. I think it was Karate Chop, Bubble Beam, 2 other negligible moves, so it wasn't really great, and he didn't end up running it, so like just an insanely great decision on your part.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise in the early game, I can't really think of too many mistakes you made there.
I mean,
of course.
I kept hitting more than I wanted to catch things.
Yeah, and I guess one mistake
on the Milk Tank, and then
and then the 5x Fury swipes on the Kakuna and Ilex was hard to see. The one mistake you did make in the early game, which could have mattered but ended up not, you ran into the optional in the Union Cave, which had a Sunflora, which is really interesting, but of course, useless info at the end. And is that Diego finishing? My goodness.
Diego finished. This was a very close race, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, whether you realize it or not, purely based on the splits, you were 4 minutes ahead after Chuck, but he skipped a lot of stuff. He skipped the underground Goldenrod, he skipped all the swimmers, he skipped the very first phone book trainer, he had skipped quite a bit of stuff. So I did not think it was going to end up being this close in the end.
Oh, he had some, like, catchables. Yeah, so I knew I was a little bit ahead when he marked Sleep Move, and and it just happened to be at the Kenya, so
Yeah, that was like you went a whole like 5 minutes without realizing that you had a twofer in the Kenya.
Yeah, I did, like, part of my strat was just not to give away info if Kenya is on the card, so...
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It does help a little bit, but, yeah. Diego posted race.
Yeah,
1.4,
wow. You definitely pulled it back. You were definitely nowhere close to being ahead after Chuck, but, like, you definitely took a entirely different approach to the route there at the end and came up only, 3 minutes, 4 minutes behind. That's an exceptional run there at the end.
Yes, that Pilos wine that never appeared in Route 44. That's I lost. I think like 5 minutes 6.
Well, Weista also ran into the same thing. That Pilot Swine certainly a 10% slot in the grass there. And you both pretty much saw just about every slot before you saw the Pilot Swine. So a huge time sink on both of y'all's ends. And on that note as well, with you killing the milk tank, Weista, it took you a long time to find the milk tank as well, albeit you were doing 25 owned at that point. But
yeah, it was very annoying since I saw it twice. I was like, it can't be that bad of a slot, right?
Right. Yeah, you saw it without balls and then killed it. Yeah, I knew you'll cumulatively have either seen it 3 or 4 times in the early game, so it was really surprising to see.
Yeah, normally I'm very confident about, like, remembering at least the areas of my decks, but I had to double check both Gligar and Piloswine.
Yeah, I saw you double check the Gligar as well. Diego ran into the Gligar first try, so when I saw you dex it, certainly that was probably also a 10% slot as well. But yeah, Diego, like I said, you're fairly bit behind most of the race. I think a lot of it in the early game, you did take the headbutt Kangaskhan, which definitely better than the Nidoking that you had at the time. But there wasn't really anything else viable unless you just straight up pick the Articuno as a starter, and even that's not really guaranteed. But not only that, but then your rival also having both Nidoking and Articuno, and then Articuno with Hypnosis getting you both times. It's just a huge time sink. But
yes, that's I lost a lot of time with that Articuno because I always use Hypnosis. And I was sleep like 5-6 turns.
It was Rival 3 that you got pretty much the worst possible combination of... It was a 5-turn sleep with a heal turn and then dying on the last sleep turn. Just, like, such bad luck. But yeah, really, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I want to say it's the first time I see Protect 4 times in a row.
Oh, that Skarmory! Oh my goodness! The Swimmer Skarmory not only did 4 Protects in a row, but then also had Moonlight and did a triple charm, charm at the end. So just doing chip damage on top of the Moonlights and everything. Just really horrendous Skarmory.
Yes, it was very bad luck with those fights, but I think I played very good. Not very good, but I played good. Bad RNG with the pockets. But it's random.
Yeah. Like I said, like you were definitely behind, but it wasn't like out of skill by any means. Just like really bad luck. And again, Kangaskhan not the greatest main to take. But you absolutely had to take it in the situation. And with Weista running an Articuno, or not Articuno, Dodrio with Thrash and Headbutt and Bone Club, it's so hard to catch up to that.
Yeah, no, Dodrio is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything else I'm missing? You did find the random TM at the end there in Ice Path. You did end up catching or getting all 3 Game Corner Pokemon, albeit not on the card, the 3 Pokemon. But yeah, otherwise that was about it, I think. Weista gave up on Max Phone Book, whereas you
get Max Phone Book at the end. Just in case that those poke was a Venonat Parish, but I didn't.
Right. Yeah, I think you were 1 away, so like you were definitely in position. Yep. But yeah, otherwise super great showing. I was very impressed.
I mean, yeah, this is kind of I feel like kind of what you expected.
Well, GG Ista, if there's something more to say in the interview, I will go to interview in Spanish. So GG Ista, good luck in the next row.
Yeah,
Good luck to you. Hope you make out as losers. So.
yeah. Reminder to y'all, this is the winners' quarters, so Diego is taking his first loss here, so not out of the tournament by any means. So I'm sure we'll be seeing him later on.
In the loser brackets. But GG's, good luck. Bye.
See ya.
Yep.
But yeah, I think otherwise that is about it. I think that's about all I have to say. Yeah, just like I must emphasize, really, really stellar play, and I'm just so impressed with how this race went in terms of the goals on the card. This really could have been a time sink.
Yeah, I was scared about not showing up, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very fortunate. So.
All right, but yeah, otherwise, I guess I'll give you all a little bit of a heads up as to what you're going to be expecting for the next couple of days. This will be Ysta moving on to the winners semis against Montbank.
Yeah,
And then
so uphill battle.
Yep. And I believe in terms of future races, we have 2 for tomorrow. If you give me 1 second, I can have those pulled up.
I know you have the semifinal. I've seen the first Eastern.
Right. So yep, there'll be 2 tomorrow. All times Eastern Standard. We have a 4 o'clock race with Furious Magic versus NJ. That'll be on SpeedGaming 3. And then, as Ysta just alluded to, at 8 o'clock tomorrow Eastern as well, we'll have Easton versus Athena. I believe that's a semifinal winners match, yeah. And I believe with the loss there for Diego, he is in the round of 8 and losers against Horse, yet to be scheduled. But yeah, I just such a great showing today. So congrats again on the win, Ysta, and I believe that's going to do it for us today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and I guess I did forget to say that second match is on SpeedGaming 4. So be sure to check those 2 out tomorrow, but otherwise, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Good night, y'all.